lineup of cars for the final shootout here for this WGR Enduro 200. The inside lane, up in front, it's the number 7, Tim Bishop of Derby. The next car in line is the 111. The driver there, George Cole Jr. from Orchard Park. In car number 195 is Dave Jakubowski of Lancaster. Next in line is car number 71. That's Mike Reagan from Williamsville. Next, we have car number 28, the driver, John Haney from Amherst. In car number 69 is Dan Navor from Eden. Driving car number 95, Jim Coel from Eden. In the 0, it's Steve Shinsis from South Wales. Driving car number 265 is John Spores. In the 185, the winner of the first 80-lap qualifier, Patrick Eck from Blaisdell. Driving car number 80 is Dave Johnson of Collins. Behind the wheel of the 26, Bruce Adams of South Wales. In car number 19, Jim Scora of Lawtons. Driving car number 73 is Jeff Wise of Colden. In the 302 is Carl Everts of Holland. Driving car number 188 is Bob Satarski from East Aurora. In car number 309 is Tom Weber of Chaffee. In the 177, we have Russ Waite from Blaisdell. Driving car number 212 is Kevin Baranowski of West Seneca. Driving the number 56, Ed Kaczynski of Hamburg. Behind the wheel of car number 147, Travis Petrie of Sardinia. In the 22 is Alan Sterling of Angola. Doing the driving chores in the 145 is Dan Petrie of Sardinia. In car number 150 is Darren Spalte of East Aurora. And in the 197 is Dan Jordis in the 197. Now moving up to the outside row. In the 149 is Ed Parmenter of Little Valley. Driving car number 126 is John Baker from West Falls. In car number 98 is Jeff Ovett of Buffalo. In car 96, Dave Navoa of Eden. Driving car number 146 is Paul Crane of Depew. In car 67 is Al Warren of North Collins. Driving the 183 is Ray Tuberdyke of East Aurora. In the 202, George Stevens. In car number 176 is Frank Castro out of North Collins. In the 115 is Dan Habuda of North Tonawanda. Driving car number 94 is Buck Lewis from South Wales. Driving the 101 is Dan Pisa from North Collins. In car number 76 is Daryl Phillips of Hamburg. Driving the 172 tonight is Bill Ballard from Franklinville. 297, Jeff Johnson doing the driving chores in the 297. Driving car number 68 is Leroy Parmenter of Little Valley. Driving car number 299 we have Blaine Dole out of Buffalo in the 299. In the 46 is Larry Kaminsky from Eden. Driving car number 277 is Terry Roos of North Collins. And it looks like, folks, we're going to be getting this one underway here in just a few moments. The final shootout ready to go here as safety personnel moving into the infield out of harm's way. And we're going to count it down from 10 when Starter Dale Easterly gives us the okay signal. Let's count it down from 10, folks. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're off and racing with the shootout here. The WGR Enduro 200 Grand Finale is underway. And it's Tim Bishop in car number 7 taking the lead on the start. Bishop gets down into the infield dirt through turns 3 and 4. We have a car pointing the wrong way in turn 4. Al Warren in the 67 in trouble, and he makes contact with another car. The Frank Castro 176 making contact with the Warren 67 on that first lap as everybody continues on under green. Your race leaders, the 149 car moving down the back chute. That's Ed Parmenter of Little Valley in the green and silver 149. Jeff Obin in the 98 working in second, putting on the pressure. We have a car spinning in turns 3 and 4. That's Dave Navola in the 69, who now slams it in reverse and backs his way down the grandstand chute. Vince's car behind and continues on under green. Jeff Oven in car 98 makes a move out of turn 2 to grab the lead over the 149 of Ed Parmenter. Jeff Oven in the 98, your race leader. Parmenter working in second. I believe Jim Cowell in the 95, the black and blue 95, is making a move through the pack in third. We have 4 cars doing a tandem spin into turns 3 and 4 through the infield. But it looks like they're going to all straighten out and continue. We have action taking place in turn number 2. Little T-bone action. Jeff Johnson in the 297 in trouble. But he swings it down to the infield. And everybody continues on racing. Jeff Oven in car number 98 continues to lead. Here comes Jim Cowell in the 95. And George Stevens in the 202 makes contact with the Jeff Oven 98. And he clunks one of the parked cars in the infield. In the meantime, I believe Jim Cowell in the 95 took advantage of the situation to sneak by the ball and move into the lead. The 277 of Terry Russo in trouble, but she straightens out and continues on. The 95 of Jim Cowell, the black and blue 95, crosses the start-finish line out in front. We have 10 laps down. We're going to be getting the official rundown from the scorers in a few moments here. All over the track in this shootout. We have a car getting high in turns 3 and 4, collecting the wall up there. The 73 brings it back down now, getting sideways, and looks like he wants another meeting with the wall. That's Jeff Wise in car 73. The 10-lap rundown. Your race leader, the 95 of Jim Coel. The second place car is the 202 of George Stevens. Third place currently is the 265, the silver Camaro of John Spores. Fourth place was shown as the 183 of Ray Tuberdike, and the fifth place car was the 146 of Paul Crane. Back stretch, heavy duty side-by-side, four abreast action going on back there. This car is trying to pick their ways through the back stretch. The jam truck going to work over there in turn number 4, and we have cars spinning behind the jam truck. George Stevens in the 202 looped his right in the infield. Stevens had been running in second place. Stevens now spun out of the action. Now your race leader continues to be Jim Coel in the black and blue 95, completing lap 17 right now. In second place, the silver Camaro 265 of John Spores. In third place, the Pigs Fly 2 183 of Ray Tuberdike. And we have trouble down the grandstand chute. The number 45 in trouble right in front of us. Skip Gleam of Blaisdell, and we have a car spinning off of turn number 4. Car number 26, Bruce Adams, looping his ride in turn number 4. Here's your race leader, Jim Coel in car number 95, completing lap 19. Second place is the 265 of John Spores. Third place right behind is the 183 of Ray Tuberdike. The 95 continues on as he completes lap 20 here in this event. Coel taking it high through turns 1 and 2, moves it down the back chute out in front. On the back chute, we have a car sideways across the track right under the Genesee timing tower. And a couple of cars spinning up in turn number 3. The 26 of Adams, who was sideways, straightened himself out. Alan Sterling in the 22. With the Cowles over in turn number 3, and the jam truck just got nailed from behind and hard as the 101, the Tide Ride car, just wailed on the jam truck. And they're red flagging it right now. The jam truck was there to try to aid a car in trouble up in turn number 3, and the number 101 of Dan Pease out of North College just slammed the rear of the jam truck. And it looks like the jam truck may be leaking some fluid after that accident. They're checking on the condition of Dan Pease in the 101 as the front of that car was just thoroughly destroyed. Frank Stranese and Shane climbing out of the jam truck to check out the condition of the driver in the 101 as well as the condition of their jam truck, and probably checking out their own conditions while they're at it here.
I hear you. Yes, sir.
So they're checking on the condition of Dan Pease in the 101.
Can you hear me?
1, and we're off and racing once again. Jim Cowell in the 95, John Spores in the 265. Your leaders, we're under green once again. Cowell and Spores lead them into turns 1 and 2. Moving down the back chute, Jim Cowell and John Spores. We're going to be doing a little dicing for the lead down the back chute. Spores ducks down to the inside of that silver Camaro, number 265. And he makes the pass on Cowell out of turn number 4. Your new leader is John Spores in the 265. We're at the halfway point. 25 laps down, 25 laps remaining. The 265 of John Spores. The silver Camaro out in front. On the chase, the second place, number 95 of Jim Cowell. And third place, about 10 car lengths back, is the 183 of Ray Tuberdike. Spores your leader. Cowell running second. Tuberdike is third. John Spores attempting to put some lap traffic between himself and the second place, number 95 of Jim Cowell. Spores ducks way down low through turns 3 and 4. He's trying to sneak a lap by the number 115 of Dan Habuda, as well as a number of other cars. Cowell now moves right to the rear bumper of the 265 of John Spores. Spores swings out of turn number 2, out in front. Cowell right behind. Cowell now pulls alongside into turn number 3. Jim Cowell attempting to make a move for the lead. Through turn number 4, John Spores blocked by slower traffic. Cowell finding an open pass to the outside. They're sandwiching the Terry Russo number 277. Spores down low. Cowell up high out of turn number 2. Jim Cowell in the 95 eases back out in front of John Spores in the 265. Terry Russo spinning her 277 as the leaders make it on through. Jim Cowell back out in front in the 95. John Spores back in second in the 265. Cowell now holding on to about a 3-car length advantage over the 265 of John Spores. Jim Cowell out in front of the car number 95. Cowell getting high through turn number 4. Spores trying to close the gap, and we have a tire off the car. The number 19 has lost a tire. The red flag coming out. That's Jim Score of Lawton's, who has lost a tire on his ride, bringing out a red flag here as Scora has pulled his car off the track, and the track crew's now moving out to pull the errant tire off the racing surface. It's parked to the infield dirt just to the inside of turn number 1. 3, 2, 1, and we are racing once again. Back up in front, it's the 95 of Jim Cowell, the 265 of John Spores. Back in third place, the 183 of Ray Tuberdike attempting to close up the straightaway lead that the two leaders have opened up over the third place 183. But it's the 95 of Cowell, the 265 of Spores, setting the pace up in front. They have relatively empty track in front of them. 2 slower cars directly in front, and then some empty space. Cowell trying to sneak by the slower cars of Alan Sterling and Dan Habuda right now. John Spores about 5 car lengths back in second place. Rolling out of turn number 2 down the back chute. It's Jimmy Cowell continuing to set the pace. Holding on to about a 5 car length advantage over the silver Camaro of John Spores. At the 30-lap mark, the official rundown. The leader, the 95 of Jim Cowell. In second place, the 265 of John Spores. Third place, the 183 of Ray Tuberdike. Fourth place was car number 146 of Paul Crane. Fifth place, car number 94 of Buck Lewis. Your race leaders completing lap number 35 that time by Jim Cowell in the 95. The 265 of John Spores. Both duck down to the inside lane to put laps on the slower cars as they move into the third turn. have a pretty hot race for third place developing too, as the 94 of Buck Lewis and the 183 of Ray Tuberlake going at it for spots 3 and 4. But in the meantime, it continues to be Coel and Spores running first and second. And rolling out of turn number 4, side by side, the cars racing for third and fourth. Ray Tuberlake in the 183, Buck Lewis in the 94. Jim Coel in car number 95, stretching his lead over John Spores by just a few car lengths now. Coel holding on to about a 7 or 8 car length advantage over the silver Camaro of Johnny Spores as they race down the back chute. Coel sets up in the high lane through turns 3 and 4. And rolls down the grandstand chute. 39 down, 11 to go. Rolling down the back chute into turn number 3. Those big wheels keep on turning as that's the 95 of Jim Coel continuing to roll in front of Johnny Spores in trouble with the 185 of Patrick XD Shinsis involved in car number 0. Folks, I think this is called something akin to a payback here as John Spores straightens out number 265 and will rejoin the action, but well off the pace. And Patrick Eck in the 185 loops his ride over in turn number 3. He's stuffed by the 94 of Buck Lewis. And the red flag making an appearance now. The red flag is out as debris on the track over there in turn number 3. The red flag making an appearance. So we're bringing him to a halt here with 41 down. And Patrick Eck sparking tremendously from the 185, the underside of that ride. And the story is from the track officials, he's dragging a bumper underneath his car. And the 185 is limping toward the pit area. And it looks like he'll be done for the night. And, well, they're going to close the pit gate. I guess this is going to be a fast break in the action here. They're waving the Patrick Eck number 185 back away from the pit area. And we're going to start them up right now, folks. Let's count it down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're off and racing once again. At the 40 lap mark, your race leader was the 95 of Jim Coel. Now assuming second place is the 146 of Paul Crane. Third place is the 183 of Ray Tuberdyke. Fourth, the 94 of Buck Lewis. And fifth, car number 265, the driver of that ride, is John Spores, of course, in the 265. Off the pace just a little bit after his involvement, a little spin and go there. Jim Coel, your race leader in car number 95, completing 44, 6 laps remaining. There's Ray Tuberdyke passing the start-finish line in car number 183. As we're winding the laps down here. Alan Sterling in the 22, black flagged out of action. Coel completes 45. 5 remaining for your race leader, Jim Coel, in car number 95. Jim Coel with a commanding lead right now. Roughly a full straightaway over the 183 of Ray Tuberdyke, and the 146 of Paul Crane circles on a turn number 4 right now. Jim Coel in the 95, well out in front. This looks like it's Coel's race to lose right now, as unless he runs into some misfortune or a mechanical ailment here in the remaining 2.5 laps, Coel will be picking up yet another Enduro victory. Here he comes, looking at the parallel flags. 2 laps remaining for your race leader, Jim Coel, in car number 95. Coel taking the high lane out of turn number 2. Rolling down the back chute. Putting laps on slower traffic. He's going to be boxed in just a little bit, but he has a nice, safe lead right now, so I don't think Jim's all that worried about it. Under the white flag, one more time around the high banks for Jim Coel in car number 95. 2 more turns of the wheel as he charges into turn number 3. Jim Coel swinging out of turn number 4. He'll be looking at the checkered flag this time by. It's Coel with the win in car number 95. And Marquez in second place. It will be the 183 of Ray Tuberdike. Followed by the 146 of Paul Crane and the 265 of John Spores. As Jim Coel picks up another popular Enduro victory here at Holland Speedway on this evening. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, next Saturday night, the curtain closer here at Holland Speedway, the AC Delco Winston Racing Series All Division Season Championships. Race time 7:30. The NASCAR Late Model Pro Stock 6-cylinder modifieds, NASCAR Chargers, Challengers, and Figure 8 cars doing battle for double points here at Holland Speedway next Saturday. But right now, moving into victory lane in the Marks Auto Parts sponsor number 95, your Enduro Shootout winner, Jim Coel. So Jim holding that checkered flag aloft for his victory lap. And right now we got a break in the action. Let's go back to our jam truck drivers, Frankie Stranisi and Shane, brother Shane. And Shane, how you doing right now? A little stiff?
What?
A little on the sore side, Shane, and as Frankie said, if anything, you're probably going to really feel this tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I don't think either one of us are going to be able to move tomorrow. Tonight we're, a little sore, but I think tomorrow we'll probably be in traction.
Did you see this one coming? Were you able to brace yourself, or was this a surprise when the impact happened?
No, I did see it coming. We had a car that was headed wrong way on the track, in the middle of the track, in turn 3. And Frankie had to go up and cover him, as is Frankie puts his body, or the jam truck body, at the disposal of the hits. Frank will surrender the jam truck to see that somebody doesn't get hurt if he can avoid it, them getting hurt. And we pulled out in turn 1, went down to up the straightaway, and we came up to protect the car that was just going into turn 3. And I told Frank, I said, we got about 12 or 14 of them directly behind us. And he said, we'll get him. And I said, well, we're going to get hit, we're going to get hit. And I'm motioning everybody to come to the outside of us because there wasn't much room on the inside. And I knew we'd get sideswiped on the inside, but no big problem. And the young man Pisa, I saw him coming for about 60 yards, 50 or 60 yards, and I believed he felt that he was going to be able to come by on the inside, but he could not see the car stopped in front of Frank. So he tried to come inside rather than going outside, and as he did that, he put on the brakes probably 5 or 6 feet before he hit the jam truck, just enough to dip his front end down, put it underneath the jam truck on the right side, and he crumpled like, his whole frame, it's all gone. Not only that, but it tore the jam truck apart. I mean, the jam truck, the entire rear end, transmission, everything is gone. I think Frankie and I have both been talking about it. Neither one of us can remember getting hit that hard before. And it was quite a little marshmallow out there for a minute or two. We didn't realize what had happened because it went black for a second, and then we turned around to see to make sure that we weren't going to be hit by a lot of other guys. They managed to get through, and we turned around and saw young Pisa's car. Then our hearts both really jumped up in our throats because we thought that he was in a great deal of trouble. But for everybody that is interested, and we should all be, we're race fans, we went over there and did a lot of checking with him, and they checked us out in the ambulance. He seems to be okay. It's important that his mother knows that, but I'm pretty sure that he's going to be hurt tomorrow too.
Oh, Shane, glad to hear that. As it turns out, everybody's A-okay. Right now, we're going to move down trackside to Skip Tillinghast and our race winner, Jim Coel. Skip.
Jim Coel
Second time in 1988 for you?
It's really the third time, but last time I got disqualified for having a 4-barrel carburetor.
But you put things together this time, right?
Yeah, it was.
Hold on to it.
It was a lot rougher this time, though.
Why do you say that?
Awful lot of competition out there. 265 was right on me. 302 got me once. 265 passed me once. And the track is so greasy, it's really hard to hang on. You're just fighting it every bit of the way around.
Long about lap 23 of the race. Jim, long about lap 23 of the race, we had about a 20-minute delay as they got somebody off the track, and you went in the infield to do something to your car. What happened there?
The official came up and told me I had to go in the infield because my sidebar was loose. I didn't even know that. I knew I hit a lot of cars out there, bounced off cars, but I didn't know it was loose, and he came up, told me it was loose, and I went in the infield, ripped it off, and backed up right where I was supposed to be.
Yeah, the Jack Armstrong method, get it back out there and to hold on till the end of the race. Tell us, you got your cheering section up here tonight?
You got it. Yeah. Yeah, all my family's up there. You name it, they're up there.
Jim, what are you going to do with that $1,000?
We're going to have a party.
A party? When's the party going to be?
I don't know when the party's going to be, but we're going to have a party.
Will you be back next year for the Enduros?
Nope, I'm retiring.
He's retiring, folks. Let's give him a great big round of applause. Jim Cole.
I'd like to thank, I'd like to thank my sponsors. I picked up a new one after the last race, Calepsy. He helped me out quite a bit. My main sponsor, Mark Auto Parts, Boston Collision, Ben's Miniature Golf, and Way Over Wash. And I'd like to thank all my crew and everybody that helped.